wanted to talk about workouts and neuropathy during chemotherapy and aftermath of chemo. So what I did during chemo, I was able to do my walks like I talked about, and I also incorporated yoga until my 5th chemo treatment. Once my arms started hurting me, I pretty much stopped yoga and I just kept walking, which helped tremendously. Now, after my move and my last chemo treatment, I started to experience neuropathy on my feet and my arms. The neuropathy, what it feels like, it's like when you step on your feet. For me, I could feel my feet. I never had numbness, but they kind of hurt on the bottom when you walk, and after you walk for a little bit, it goes away. That's how I knew it was neuropathy. And I also have it on my arms. On my arms, it's a little bit different. I feel numbness, especially at night. My arms would get numb. So what I've been doing for that is acupuncture. And I also do cold and hot compresses at night. I find that that's helping me tremendously, and I'm hoping that it'll all go away completely. So we're now in month, let's see, I ended chemo in July. Neuropathy started slowly after that. So we have August, September, October, we're almost 3.5 months later, and now is when I'm starting to feel a little bit better from that, but I'm still dealing with getting over the neuropathy. So I'm actually just doing my Peloton right now to have the low impact, and I do some walks with pretty thick heels so to keep cushion on my feet. I'm not doing weights or anything like that yet because of my arms numbing at night. I don't want to make them worse. I tried doing yoga, but I felt that my hands were hurting. So really just do whatever you feel. Just don't push yourself, because if you think about it, chemo, all those drugs have an afterlife. Like the steroids take 3 months to clear from your body that they give you during your chemo treatments. And I'm not sure how long the chemo drugs themselves last, but just know that your body is still healing. So the way I think about it is, when you work out too hard, when you're healthy, your body needs a day of recovery. So you're healing again. So you don't want to put more stress on your body basically while you're still healing from what you just went through. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just taking it slow. I'm going to keep walking and doing what I need to do. When it comes to weight loss, actually weight gain, yes, a little bit of weight gain. It came from the steroids, I believe. They give you steroids during your chemo treatments. I don't remember the name of it, but the drug actually will help with your appetite, I believe, and your energy, so you don't feel as fatigued. So they do give it to you. I can't really say that I had an increased appetite, but I had gained some weight. I noticed after chemo was over, I dropped about 6 pounds pretty quickly. I still have another 7 or 8 to go if I wanted to go back to where I was, but I think that's just gonna come in time. I'm not really focusing on that too much right now. I'm just focusing on healing. And I would suggest you do the same when everything is done. I don't wanna have any aches or pains or anything left over from what I experienced. I just wanna go back to normal. So if that takes a couple more months, it's not the end of the world. I'll get back to where I could do strength training and get my arms a little bit more built and my legs more built. It's fine, you know? And I guess that's, to me, is the best attitude to take towards weight loss after chemo. Just do what comes natural and don't do any crazy anything crazy that will stress your body even more than it's been stressed. So the radiation started for me about a month and a half after chemo. It was suggested to do earlier because of my health insurance and I had some issues, I had to wait for things to come through for me. So I did wait a little bit, but I did 5 sessions of brachytherapy. I didn't have any issues with it. I do now use a dilator, which is really not a big deal. I have to do it for 10 days straight, and then you go to 3 times a week just to make sure that you don't develop any scar tissue. That's really what it's for. And of course they size you to however you're built, so there's nothing to really fear about that. It's pretty simple. Compared to chemotherapy, brachytherapy is really not a big deal. Okay, so basically there's some discomfort when they examine you. It pretty much feels like the speculum that the gyno uses when you go for an exam. It pretty much feels like that. It's just a little uncomfortable. They're going to do a scan every time you go in there so that they know that it's placed exactly where it's supposed to be every time you go in there. And think about brachytherapy is the focus is exactly where your cervix used to be. So it's not going to go anywhere else in your organs, and that's what they're trying to do, is to keep it very localized. You leave there with no radiation anywhere, in your body. It's just they, basically in my mind I was thinking of it as like they're zapping that area to make sure there's no cancer cells in that area, and then you go home. The treatment itself takes about, for me it took like 7 minutes, and it's the pre and post, no, actually just pre. The setup is maybe 30 minutes, maybe less. So the whole process is probably an hour every time you go in. Mine was spread into 5 sessions, and it wasn't that I had more radiation, it's just that they spread it so that I would be treated with smaller dosages each time. And that ended about 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago now. So I'm really in the clear now, and I'm doing these videos, and I'm really glad I got through them. I'm hoping that I was able to help at least one of you out there with all this information. And if you have any other questions, please comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Any feedback is welcome. Of course, positive feedback is preferred. And I will see you soon on my upcoming videos with my puppy haul, and we will be picking up the puppy coming back very soon.
Gotta get everybody in.